Hi, I'm Dr. Jo. Let's talk about OCD and one of the behaviours that happens in relation to OCD, and that is avoidance. Avoidance, what happens is I develop a fear about something and then I avoid that thing, and then that helps my anxiety to go down a bit. But actually what it does is it doesn't stop me from fearing that thing. Because if I avoid something, then I'm telling my brain that there's a problem. And if my brain thinks that there's a problem, when I've avoided that, my brain thinks, oh, well done you, you just missed that terrible thing that was just about to happen. But the problem with avoiding that thing is we are not finding out whether the terrible thing that we assume is going to happen is actually going to happen. Now, obviously with OCD, there are kind of physical OCDs like fear of contamination, but there are also cognitive OCDs, so fear of particular thoughts or particular fear of that we are something or we're going to do something by thinking a particular thing. Now, by avoiding the things like situations where I feel like I'm going to get contaminated, or avoiding the thoughts or the situations that might trigger my intrusions, it's telling my brain there's a problem. So what is the best thing to do is come up with a hierarchy. So come up with the things that you feel comfortable that you can start to expose yourself to, and start to do that. So working up towards your biggest fear. What we find is if we start at the bottom of a hierarchy and tackle the things that we feel kind of okay to tackle, then by the time we work our way through that hierarchy and we get to the top, we're tackling the things that we really do feel very uncomfortable tackling. By the time, because we've worked our way through that hierarchy, by the time we get to the top, they're never that bad. So I know that it's really difficult to start that process for many people, but the problem with OCD is that if we don't nip it in the bud, then what we know is that it doesn't get better over time, it just grows. So there's no right way, there's no best way to start, there's no best time to start apart from as soon as possible. Good luck.